party like a rock star and play guitar like a superstar. Yeah, and I'm so tired of them playing with me. Yeah, pushing my buttons, this ain't no game to me. Yeah, ain't got time to be explaining me. Yeah, I'ma just take over the game, baby. Yeah, let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far, far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to raise the bar, how to go large, how to take it too far. Let me show you how to show up and show out and surf the crowd. Trust me, you ain't never seen nothing like this. You ain't never been to a show like this. I'ma give you something to remember forever. Yeah, and I'm so tired of them playing with me. Yeah, pushing my buttons.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Today we reach week 15 and we've got a good matchup in store between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. The ball on the tee, we're set for football, and we are underway from Santa Clara. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Ready.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Lance. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Now, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Now Lance.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Lions will take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift.
And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now an option play on second down. 20. And finally they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 12-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. They'll set up to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And he's going to get this down near the 25. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards and just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
The Niners at 2-11 now on the year. And whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
Well, you know what they often say, winning breeds winning, but unfortunately, the flip side of that can be true as well, because this is a club in desperate need of a spark out of somewhere. A big play on offense, turnover, takeaway on defense, something to get them pointed in the right direction. They need it quickly. Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Again, McCaffrey. And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
Lance now on 3rd and goal. That's into a crowd and intercepted.
And the Lions are going to have it here at their own 15. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's the option going right. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. And connecting here with DJ Chark. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
But it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 14-0 to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready, set.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. The Lance going to throw. Got a man. That's Ayuk. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Off of play action, here's Lance. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this will be taken at the 13. A nice return that time. Back, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Let's go now.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their 2nd straight victory.
But they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you could have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
They'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
The throw over the middle, taken in. Touchdown, 49ers. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he is going to lose yardage here. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
He's airing it out for Williams. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes, a miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, McLeod. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
To throw on second down, McLeod. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. They'll look to throw again. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
On the stick.
They're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Come on.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Swift on the counter. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's the backup Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Over the middle, complete. That's Alexander. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Here comes the Lions punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this is taken at the 23. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw on 3rd down, McLeod. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
1st down, here's Mitchell. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, McLeod. And it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been... And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Extra point try now for Patterson. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Throwing after the interception, McLeod.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
That was a good explosive run right there, and it brings up an interesting little dilemma, doesn't it? 4th and inches, got to decide what they want to do now. Not sure they expected to be in this situation with what they were facing on 3rd down.
And he is going to have the Lions 1st down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on 4th and inches.
The field goal would have been a pretty decent length, but I'm still kind of surprised they didn't kick it.
Yeah, I know, because you think you take the 3 there, trust him, but at the same time, if you can't pick up a few inches in this situation, you probably don't deserve to win the game anyway. Go get it, and they did.
And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Here they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Again he'll drop to throw. Samuel bringing in the slant. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Santos with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Detroit, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Niners, the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they will be back home next week for a date with the Washington Commanders.